Hello, friends, family, and random YouTubers. I'm back, and it's been a while. As I've said before, I am honestly the worst journaler, blogger, video maker, everything in the whole world. It's weird. I like doing it. I don't know why. I just have issues like making it happen. So anyway, sorry about that to all my friends and family who've been like, "Where's your blog?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. So my last update was at 20 weeks, and it is now 33. So it's been a while. I feel bad about that. A lot has happened. So let's see, I'm using my iPad here again because I wanted to write down everything so that I would not ramble too much. But anyway, okay, so I was at 20 weeks. We had found out it was a boy. Awesome. Still a boy, as far as we're aware. So big highlights of things that have happened. At 22 weeks, I had, I had a emergency room visit, I guess. I've been having a lot of pain, even from before when I got pregnant, like right in here, in my right side, kind of upper rib cage, abdomen area. And that's about where your gallbladder is. So, and it had been kind of getting worse and worse. And like where it's been really, really painful, like all the time, and I couldn't seem to like connect it to me eating any sort of food or anything, which usually it is. So anyway, finally I was like, you know what, I should just ask my midwife like what she thinks it might be, and you know, whatever, so that I could try to get rid of some of this pain because it was really killing me. And anyway, when I called her, she said, you need to go in to the emergency room because, you know, it might be your gallbladder, which, you know, could, you know, it could be a variety of things with that. She's like, but, you know, it could also be your liver, which would be a more serious issue, and we just need to know, like, first, we need to be able to rule things out. And since I've been dealing with it for so long, I was like, you know what, maybe it will be good just to finally, like, know what the heck is going on. Well, little did I know that this would be, like, the emergency room trip from hell. So I go in, and it was actually kind of funny, because when I waited in line like forever to talk to the emergency room, like what do they call them? I forget, they have a fancy name for it, but you know, the person who like admits you. And I walk up to the window, and I realize now I probably should have phrased this differently, but I said, I was obviously pregnant, and I said, I'm having a lot of pain in my abdomen, and you should have seen her face. She like freaked out because, you know, she's like, I was like, I'm 22 weeks long, and you know, her eyes went to, you are a 22 weeks and in labor, like freak out. And I was like, no, I'm like right here, like not related to pregnancy. And then I finally calmed her down. But I felt kind of bad because I totally scared the crap out of her. But anyway, I finally got in, and it was a 5-hour emergency room visit. And let me tell you, that was not pleasant. My husband eventually met me over there when he could. And, I found out nothing, essentially. Like, I'm telling them, they did an ultrasound on that whole area, so that was kind of, I guess, like a little bonus ultrasound, because I wasn't really expecting to get to see my baby at all, you know, through ultrasound until he was born. So that was cool, to get to see him and check that everything was okay. And they could not see anything wrong with my gallbladder, which, not that I wanted something wrong, but as you probably know, it's kind of obnoxious when, at least if that was wrong, I would know it was wrong and we could fix it. But anyway, it was just a horrible experience. Like, I was in there for 5 hours. I was thinking, is no one noticing that there's been a pregnant lady in here for 5 hours who hasn't eaten anything? Because as you know, like, if you've been pregnant, 5 hours is a long time. And I was dying. Like, I think I had like a bite left of some random granola bar in my purse, and I was like digging that out from the trenches of my purse. It was so gross just to eat it. It was bad. And so that was kind of frustrating. Then they put an IV in, which, whatever, I guess there was, I don't know what reason that was. It's just they always do that. put an IV in, and then they were like, after they put the IV in, which was of course, you know, painful, they're like, oh, hey, will you go get like a clean catch, you know, urine sample? I'm like, did you seriously just put an IV in and then have me go do that? You couldn't have had me do that before you put that painful IV in? Which, trying to get a urine sample while dealing with a right hand IV when I'm right-handed is a little difficult. So that wasn't fun, and then they came in and were like, I see the guy like hooking up something into my IV, and so I'm like, what's that? And he said, Zofran. And I said, no, don't you dare hook that up. I've been on Zofran, and I've weaned myself off of Zofran on purpose because it's a horrible drug that has horrible side effects, and I don't want to be on it anymore if I don't have to. And he's like, well, aren't you nauseous? I said, no. When in this entire emergency room visit have I said that I'm nauseous? Never. Never did I say that. So I'm like, where are you getting this stuff? Anyway, I was not happy at all with this situation, and them trying to give me random drugs that I did not ask for nor want, and specifically did not want. So that was, I'm glad I stopped them, because I would have been paying for and receiving a drug that I did not want. This is why I'm not into hospitals, people. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so ultrasound, everything looked good. The only thing they did kind of notice is I had some hydronephrosis in my right kidney, which is pretty common for pregnancy. It's like where your kidney isn't draining very well and kind of gets backed up a little bit, which I hadn't had any symptoms from that yet. I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, she left. The doctor came in and said, yeah, maybe you've just got heartburn. I'm like, lady, this is not heartburn. I'm like, I know what heartburn feels like, and this is not it. This is something totally different. And then they sent me home with a prescription for Pepcid, which is an over-the-counter medication. So anyway, that was like the most pointless 5 hours of my life, and I think we finally stopped getting the bills for that, for those 5 hours. It was like total over $300, even with insurance. And I can only imagine, I don't know how people go to the hospital for birth. Like, are you getting bills for like the rest of your freaking life? Because it is like, whoa, expensive, even with insurance. Like, and for what? Like, it just, oh, it was awful. Anyway, I'm so glad that I'm not giving birth in a hospital, because I don't think I could deal with that. But anyway, okay, so that was my little 22-week visit. At 28 weeks, I got my RhoGAM shot. I think I mentioned before in my other video that I'm A negative, my husband's A positive, which means we have the little blood mixing issue, and the way you solve that is getting a shot. RhoGAM shot at 28 weeks and right after birth. Now, I know that 28-week shot isn't technically necessary, but we just decided, I mean, better safe than sorry was kind of our view on it, and frankly, it wasn't nearly as expensive as we thought, so we were like, well, we'll just do both. So that's what we decided, and let me tell you, I was freaking out about this. I am totally fine with the idea of natural childbirth. I am not okay with a shot, which is like the dumbest thing ever, but I don't know why I was so scared of this stupid shot, and I put something on Facebook, and somebody was like, it was the most painful shot I've ever had, and I was like, really? So anyway, I had been dreading this for weeks, like stressing about it, and I made my husband come. Like, he hadn't come to any of my like appointments before this one, but I was like, you have to be at this one, because I need some support here. I was being all dramatic about it, and anyway, so he comes to, you know, hold my hand, and I said it's like a shot in the butt, which I think maybe that was giving me anxiety because I'd never had a shot in the butt before, and I'm totally fine with shots in my arms. I have to watch, I like it, it's fine, not a big deal. This one was like really scaring me. So he's like holding my hand, and I'm like, you know, exposing myself, and I look at the needle, and it's like really tiny, and I'm thinking, oh, is that it? That's not so bad. And then I sort of feel like a little tiny prick almost, and then I look back, and she's like cleaning up, and I was like, is that it? Are you done? She said, yeah. I was like, I didn't even feel that. Like, I seriously, like, I could tell that like something was happening, and like there was kind of like a little prick, but like that was it. It was probably the least painful shot I've ever had in my life. So I've been worrying all that time for no reason. Stupid. Anyway, so if you're getting a RhoGAM shot, I don't know if my nurse or my midwife was just like really good or if my shot was tiny for some reason and yours is big. I don't know what's happening, but anyway. And then starting then at 28 weeks, I now go in every 2 weeks for an appointment instead of every 4. There's a fly. I'm not happy about that. Go away. Anyway, okay, so those are kind of some of the things that have been happening. Symptoms. So funny enough, like 2 weeks after I went to the emergency room, I started like getting this horrible back pain. And I had a bad back before, but this was like a new level of bad. And so then my next midwife appointment, I mention it, but I kind of feel stupid because I'm like, oh, pregnancy back pain, duh. And I show her where it is. I'm like, it's right here. Like it was in such a specific spot, and it was when I sit. Like I cannot sit in the car for more than 5 minutes, but if I stand up, I'm totally fine. And she's like, that's right where your kidney is, and it's your right one. And I'm like, oh man. So anyway, my kidney is having, issues, but as long as I try to lay on my left side as much as possible, and I guess it's just something that can't really be fixed until you're not pregnant anymore. So anyway, when I'm not pregnant anymore, which will hopefully be soon, that should go away. So that really sucked and still is quite painful a lot of the time. Like me sitting here doing this video right now, I'm gonna have to take a walk after or something to get it to stop. I'm now at the point where I can't really tie my shoes very effectively, which is I always laughed at pregnant people before, but now I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And when I get up, I do one of these to get up, and my husband laughs at me every time. Sleeping, I've been totally fine. Sometimes I sleep with a pillow between my legs to kind of help my back a little bit, but other than that, I've been sleeping great, especially with the help of a Unisom. Really makes my night go well. I do have to get up to go to the bathroom at least once, if not twice, every night, but I consider that not too bad. So anyway, I'm 33 weeks, so I figured it would kind of be worse right now. So as the weeks have gone on, baby has kept kicking, but now, the past 2 weeks, the kicking has turned into very, giant rolls more than kicks most of the time. Sometimes I get a good jab, like a major kick, but most of the time now it's you can look at my stomach and it's just moving, which is totally freaky. It's like having a little alien inside of there, and it's kind of scary. So that's been kind of fun though. My husband will poke and the baby will poke back and he loves that. My husband loves that. And we play find the baby, because now it's he's always shoving up against some side of me, so you can usually feel kind of, we don't know what, we're not that advanced to know that's his head, that's his back. We just kind of know, oh, he's right there. So we have fun kind of feeling for him, and just feeling for the really, really hard spots, and that's when he's really shoved up against there. I think I've had some Braxton Hicks contractions, but honestly, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. The difference between that and me, I said, him shoving up against the side, because it tightens right now. Ooh, he's right there. I don't know if you can see my, look at that. That is a belly. That is a 33-week belly. But anyway, and I don't know why I'm always wearing horizontal stripes. I feel like maybe that should be illegal for pregnant ladies. I don't know, but it seems to be all I wear. Oops. Oh well. I don't care. So anyway, so it's been so fun to feel him kicking like crazy in there and moving around, and he definitely has been gaining strength. I'll tell you that, because one time I was sitting in a chair and he knocked me over because it was so hard. It was really freaky, but kind of awesome. So sometimes they hurt, but I'm just always glad to feel him kicking in there. So reminds me that he's there. We don't have any names decided on yet. We kind of keep this long list of names that we don't hate, and then we're just gonna probably wait to see him to make a final decision about what to name him. It's kind of hard to name a human being. I have friends who had their babies named as soon as they knew what the sex was, and I'm if it'd been a girl maybe, but for some reason boy names are so hard. It's really hard. I don't like all these cutesy Utah names that are cute when till they're 10, and then they're stupid when they're a teenager, and they're really stupid when they're an adult. So I'm trying to avoid that, but it's kind of hard. Oh yeah, the other thing that's been so awesome is that like 2 weeks ago we started taking our Bradley method classes. And so the Bradley method is a natural childbirth method. And oh, it's so awesome. Like, we feel so much better now that we're taking these classes. Just like to feel informed and educated and to feel confident about giving birth naturally and feeling like me, when I say we, I mean me and my husband, doing it together. And it's very, husband coached. And so he's really taken that on, almost to the point where I'm like, whoa. I kind of wanted him more involved before, but now I'm like, too much. I'm actually kidding. I'm so grateful that he's involved. But they call him the coach, and he's very he is coaching me because I have to get 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. So he's always checking in that I've got that. So I have to fill out this pink sheet every day with all that I'm eating. Sorry, this is opposite. All that I'm eating, and then I have to check that I'm eating all these different foods every single day, which equates to me eating a lot. But it's healthy stuff, and a lot of protein, which I'm a vegetarian, pescatarian, so it's kind of harder, I think, for me to get that much protein, but I've been trying and doing pretty good. So I have to do that. I have to do all these different exercises every day, that are strengthening different muscles and stuff that I'll be using in the different positions to birth naturally. And so every day he's like, have you done your exercises? And all this stuff. But I love it. And he's been so good in the classes and really supportive, and he fills out the little workbook and everything. And so I think it's really been bringing us closer together as a couple. And it seriously makes me want to cry when I watch him getting all into it. And, I just think it's the cutest thing ever, and I think he's amazing. So anyway, that's been really awesome for us as a couple to get to do that together. And it's we do just kind of private lessons with a lady at our church who is a Bradley teacher, which has been so great because we just do it in her house and it's just us, so we don't feel stupid or weird, or we can ask whatever questions we want. So it's been amazing. I totally recommend doing Bradley classes to anyone who can find them or who can do them, because it's so informative and it just gives you so much information. And I think however you give birth is pretty amazing because it's super hard, whether you're getting an epidural or a C-section or whatever you're doing. It's amazing. But my one thing is that I think all women, no matter how you're giving birth, should be educated about it, to make your own decisions, that you are responsible for how your birth goes, not a doctor, not anybody, but you. And that's the one thing that I'm really intent upon, just that women know what's happening and that they don't just say okay to everything that a doctor wants to do or a midwife wants to do or whoever wants to do, because they need to be educated about it and not just trust people to make their birth go the way they want to. So anyway, that's my big thing, and that's what I feel like these classes are helping us do, is to get really informed. My husband now knows more about pregnancy and childbirth and anatomy and what's going on than he probably ever thought he'd know. But I think he's liking feeling like he's not the stupid one, and I know everything and he doesn't know anything. He knows everything that I know pretty much about it. So I think that's cool. Anyway, so this video is getting long, and it's trying to cover 13 weeks worth of stuff is pretty ridiculous. Let me just say, though, overall, this has been the best part of my pregnancy. I'd say from about 20 weeks on has been amazing. Not being sick, I did randomly throw up in the car the other day. It was out of nowhere, no idea why, into a bag that I didn't realize had holes in it. Awesome. But other than that, I've been pretty dang healthy. Very happy, and I'm a teacher and school is now out. I finished I'm an actress as well, and I perform in musical theater, and my show just closed that I was in, that I did over 40 performances of. Doing a kick line when you're 33 weeks pregnant, whew, it's tough stuff. But it was really fun, and it helped the time go by faster, but that's done. I'm just sitting here all day now, so I have no excuse not to vlog, none. But anyway, so last thing, I'll just say baby buys. Obviously, it's been a while, so we've kind of bought a lot of stuff. I've only had one baby shower so far, and it was just only like 4 friends. So I'm still kind of like waiting for those other events to happen before I decide to, you know, go out and like buy a bunch of stuff. But we have bought some things, and I guess I'll just quickly, we'll go into the nursery. It's a mess though, like, please don't judge me. Part of my summer project right now is to go through all this room and fix it. So I'm sorry. But anyway, I think you can see here, so we got this dresser. Can you see that? I don't even know if you can see that. I suck. I can't. That dresser and that dresser. We got one white and one brown and switched the drawers to make it look like a really, really, really expensive dresser that I wanted, but I couldn't afford. So anyway, those are from Target. So now we need to get rid of one. So if anybody wants a cool looking kind of mod dresser, then we've got one for you. We also got our car seat. It's over here with all this junk. Anyway, it's the Peg Perego car seat, and it hooks into our, oh my gosh, this is, I'm getting you seasick, I just know it, I'm so sorry. It hooks into our Bugaboo stroller, and let's see, over here, I guess I'll show you our top drawer here. We've got cloth diapering, we're getting ready to go. I've definitely built that stash since I last showed you. And then all of his clothes are in here for now. And you can see we've got a pretty good stash. We're getting close to kind of what we need. But I definitely, it's hard to know how much to get. Like, how do you know? It's just like, I don't know. But anyway, so we've done those things, and let's see. I can't wait to hang up. This guy over here is our little dear friend. Can you see him? Like, why can I not? Anyway, I don't know if you could see that at all. I'm sorry, like, I am the worst videographer in the whole world. So anyway, that was a gift from a friend of ours, and we're going to probably put it above the changing table. And I don't know, like, this is just like full of random stuff that we've got from, again, like the one baby shower I had. And, oh, one kind of cool buy. I'll just set this here for a sec, and I'll just show you a couple things that I'm excited about. So we got one of these. It's like a baby bath. Do you see that? So it's like a flower kind of like mesh thing that you put in the sink, and so that it's soft and not like those hard plastic tubs, so the baby can really just like relax in it, and if he's moving around, you don't have to worry about him hurting himself. So that's, my friend has one and she says it's the best thing ever, so I'm super excited about it. I'm trying to think if there's any specific outfits that I wanted to show you. I mean, he's got some freaking cute stuff, like, I mean, there is a skull hat and booties, like, duh. Look at these slippers. Hello. Adorable. I like this shirt, 6-month onesie. Can be a little logger, I guess. We've just got so much cute stuff from people. Like, I am so grateful to, like, my mom brought these from us from Dubai. They're like the trumpet socks. Super cute. We've got cute sleepers. He's got some like Timberland jeans that I got for like $5. I don't know, like, just so many cute things that people have got us. I mean, look at this little onesie. So cute. There's a little rhino. Anyway, my style is very, like, when it comes to baby stuff in general. Just cute Levi's I got him. I'm super anti, like, really babyish baby stuff. I prefer, I'm going to go back in the other room. Oh, and we also got this rug. This is a cowhide rug. I'll do a nursery tour when it's actually done, which will hopefully be like in a month, because we've got a lot of cool elements that we're going to put in there, and when I actually get it organized, which despite what it looks like in there now, I'm a really organized person. And so when it's all organized and looks awesome, then I'll want to show it to you. So Anyway, I need to be done now because this video is way, 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 way too long, and if you're still with me, bless you. But anyway, that's about where we are at 33 weeks. I showed you my tummy, and I am excited for this baby to hopefully come, you know, between like 37 and 40. So I can go back to school, you know, more than 4 weeks before. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully make a video at 34 weeks. We'll see.